because I thought I was just gonna, it was like picking up French or something. But the sounds that we were doing were very much like Navi. They were, what do you call them? It was,
glottal stops.
it was like it was all these sounds that we were making, and then to talk English with a Navi accent was like, all right, can we just rewind here for a second? It was very interesting. It was and life learning almost.
Well, Jim, you touched on the language, but I think part of this movie is really creating a whole world. Do you want to talk about how you viewed that's, the foundation of a world to make a believability in a movie?
We've done everything from figure out the ecology, the composition, the atmosphere, the geography, all the different species of animals and plants, to the Navi people, their culture, their history, their language. Dr. Paul Frommer, who's the head of linguistics at USC, or was at the time, spent 2 years working on the language and created a little Berlitz course for all the actors and would correct them very sternly, practically with a ruler slap to the wrist if they mispronounced.
Yeah, we also worked with a movement coach, Terry Notary, because it was about dehumanizing ourselves. In the Navi culture, it was simple things as nodding or shaking your head. These were human behavioral patterns that we do, but the Navi had a different way of saying yes or saying no. And even that, it was required a lot of research and inventiveness. We made it a lot of fun too.
Now, Stephen, I know you just personally, and you are so different than your character on screen. Tell us sort of how you look at the character of Quaritch. I know we got a little glimpse of him on screen and here today, but how did you define that character?
Well, when I read the script, I fell for him immediately, because most actors love a good villain, and I suppose he would have to be characterized as the villain of the piece. But he brings his sense of mission, his sense of discipline, all appealed to me strongly. The preparation seemed clear, and I like to have things clear, so that was very appealing to me as well. But I also say that in the context of this world that Jim wrote, there's just from the outside, as initially as a reader, I found him very moving for what he lacked, for the fact that his soul was in such a state of chaos and decrepitude. And what a sad thing to be in a place that you can characterize as Eden and not be able to understand it, not even to be able to see it. So I don't think that in any way I try to convey that through my performance, but I can tell you it's something that appealed to me strongly, and it's something that I think is very relatable to so many of our own people on planet Earth who've gone through the trials and the anguish of war. And that's where his soul got truncated, which was in all the dirty wars on Earth. So that's where I was kind of coming from.
Why don't we open it up to the first question from the floor?